Hey guys, once again here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're doing the team building guide for the INT BROLY EZA that is going to be dropping tomorrow. It drops at 9 AM UK time, so this is the same time that events normally drop on JP. This happens a lot in same time celebrations where events will come out at the JP time, so if you are a global player, it's basically 90 minutes, hour and a half after events normally come out on global. We're used to events releasing at 7:30 AM UK time, which I think is 11:30 PM PST, but they will be releasing an hour and a half later than that. So this video will be going up at 10 PM UK time, so basically 11 hours from when this video first goes up. That is when the event will be out. So there isn't a page for it on the wiki, but of course with BROLY being ATUR, we know that it's a 30 stage EZA, 1 stone per stage for beating it, as well as getting the medals as you go. And then of course there are missions for beating this to certain stages within a certain amount of time, and one for using characters from the weakness category, which ideally you should be doing anyway. So you can get 34 stones in total once everything is said and done. You get all the medals you need to fully EZA him, and you get a bunch of INT Kais as well. The TUR ones give you, is it like 11? They give you more than just the 5 you need to get him straight up to SA 15. So that's really good. You can get him up to SA 15 and have a couple of them left over. So we're going to take a look at the weakness category for INT BROLY's EZA, which is going to be Earthbred Fighters. Now, very interesting choice for category. I mean, I think the main reason why they chose this over choosing like Pure Saiyans or Hybrid Saiyans is the fact that obviously the trio being the new unit that have just come out. They often do this in these celebrations, right, where they want you to have the new unit to make the EZA a little bit easier. They could have just made it movie heroes though, I suppose, but either way, they've made it Earthbred Fighters, so the trio are on there. They are a unit that we will talk about, of course, but as always with my team building guides, we'll be talking about the top picks and honorable mentions for the characters I think you can use to make a very good team, make this nice and easy for yourself. But Earthbred Fighters is a huge category, so we're not going to be going over everyone. I'm going to be leaving out most tech units just because BROLY is an INT boss. Not to say that all tech units will be bad. Obviously, you've got units like LR Piccolo, who definitely could be very good. And there are others, Tech UI Goku, obviously. But it's just easier with how many characters there are on this category. And Earthbred Fighters is definitely a good one for players, for being the weakness category, because it is one of the biggest categories. And you should be able to run a full Earthbred Fighters team, even if you are a relatively new player. So we'll go over the top picks and honorable mentions. If there's any units you think I missed out or should have talked more about, do let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, if you do find the guide helpful at all, do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So we're starting off with some leader options. Now straight away, a very good one is going to be the physical God Goku. Not only is he physical, so of course he has type advantage over BROLY, which is good for offense. Obviously, if you get the 6 orbs, he has guard anyway, so that part doesn't really matter. But if you can't get the 6 orbs, at least he does still have type advantage. He leads Pure Saiyans or Hybrid Saiyans. So you can run a very, very strong team, right? Like basically all Hybrid Saiyans are on Earthbred Fighters, and then Pure Saiyans, obviously you can use any Gokus. So this team would be very, very strong. Extra 30% to stats for Power of Wishes or Exploding Rage. So again, this does cover quite a lot of characters, so you could run a very good team with all, if not most, of the units getting the 200% leader skill from this God Goku. He's got the type advantage. Like, he's a very, very good leader for the category, and if not, just on the team in general, right? Now obviously we have the actual Earthbred Fighters leader, which is the Tech Goku, or we have the INT Yamcha. Tech Goku is the only tech unit we're really going to mention because he leads the category. He does have guard guaranteed on the first turn, and then chance to guard for the rest of the turns. So as long as he's guarding, he'll be fine. Like, he builds up defense quite quickly, quite easily. EZAs are not like the hardest events in the world, so even like, you know, as long as he's getting his defense built up nicely, as long as he's not eating a super, he'll be tanking relatively well, even against the normal attacks if he's not guarding. He does have the standby, which is very difficult to get to turn 6, which you're probably not going to see in an EZA. So overall, this guy I would probably only be bringing if you can, if you need to run him as the leader. So otherwise, Yamcha can be interesting. He needs the full Earthbred Fighters team to get his buff, which is fine, as well as to get his active skill, which, you know, if we're building a full Earthbred Fighters team, you'll be able to use that straight away, which is an active skill that does damage, so that can be quite useful. The downside to using Yamcha over the Goku really is just for some of the links. Obviously, God Goku would be the best leader in terms of linking with some of the characters we want to bring on the team. So even though God Goku is not the specific Earthbred Fighters leader, I feel like these guys don't really gel as well with the rest of the units that we're going to talk about and the ones that we're going to want to bring on the team. So you can use either of these guys or God Goku as a leader. I think would be very, very good. Of course, we have the trio, as we've already mentioned. So they lead All Out Struggle, Super Saiyans, or Power of Wishes. Very, very easy to make a full team of Earthbred Fighters with this leader skill. And then Movie Heroes or Connected Hope get the extra 30%. So, I mean, if you have the trio, probably the best way to go to have them as the lead, because if you're running double trio like leads, that team will just absolutely destroy this EZA. They will be giving a ton of support. They hit relatively hard themselves as well. So this unit absolute go-to for this, and they will be very, very strong. So in terms of other leaders on the team or other units on the team, some of them will be leaders. There's a lot of units dotted throughout this guide that could be potential leaders as well. Of course, we have the boy Beast Gohan. Whether it's him or the trio or Broly, whatever you guys think, best units in the game, 2 of them are going to be able to be on this team. He leads Superheroes, Bond of Master and Disciple, or Miraculous Awakening. Very easy to make a full Earthbred Fighters team out of those categories. So this guy, really, really good. Obviously, still arguably the best unit in the game. Put him in slot 1. He gets hit a bunch of times. He does loads of damage after not taking any damage. The active skill protects the whole team. You can use it on turn 3, basically, as long as he received an attack in turn 1, which is really, really good. So yeah, the Beast Gohan, I mean, we don't really need to talk about Beast Gohan too much, do we? Everybody knows how good he is. If he's on the weakness, if he's on any of the weakness categories for an EZA, he's probably an easy auto-select character for that EZA. So Beast Gohan obviously will be very, very good. And then, of course, we have the physical LR Ultima Gohan. Definitely buffed by the release of Beast Gohan because they share a lot of links. But in this particular instance, he's going to be very good anyway as well, right? He's got type advantage. He can do quite a decent bit of damage as long as you're getting the key, which can be an issue. But obviously with Beast, that is solved a little bit. So this guy definitely can be very, very good on the team. Even if you don't have Beast, like this guy will still be very useful. If you're running a lot of superheroes characters, you can do the special beam cannon on turn 3, which won't do crazy damage if you're using it straight away on the next turn, but does have the action break as well, which can be useful. And EZAs don't normally go longer than like 3 or 4 turns anyway. So this guy has guard up for pretty much that entire event, so he will be very solid. Then we have the STR Future Gohan. Future Gohan's still a very strong unit, very, very good defensively, very good after supering, like pretty much can't take damage. Got decent links, just an all-round very solid character to throw into the team. Technically, Future Saga, you could make a team that's all like Future Gohans and Trunkses, but probably wouldn't be that good. I didn't mention this guy's leader skill, but obviously he has superheroes or hybrid Saiyans, so again, very, very easy. But Future Gohan, super, super good. His domain and active skill don't come into play until a fair bit later on, so you're not going to see that in an EZA most likely, but this guy's certainly very, very strong and a uniquely named option for the team, because remember, EZAs, you cannot bring same name characters. So we also have LR Bulma. Now, whilst you're not really going to be using her lead, although you could, of course, like a full Dragon Ball Saga team, very easy. They're like almost all of those characters are Earthbred fighters. Bulma for the support will be really, really good in these kind of short events. Like very strong support units that are not going to be a liability are certainly very useful. You won't see her active skill because it's turn 7. She won't get a ton of time to build up damage reduction, but she'll still be really, really good. So Bulma definitely a top pick if she's on the leader skills for any of the teams that you're running. Obviously she's on Earthbred fighters, but like if you were running physical God Goku, she wouldn't be on the team, but she can be very, very good. And then we have AGL UI Goku. So this guy, I've mentioned it before, I talked about it in the tier list. Like EZAs, this guy will be a unit that ages so very well because EZAs are very short events and UI Goku has 100% chance to dodge on turn 1. So even if we get to the point where you're taking him into EZAs and if he gets hit, he dies. Like the first turn he appears, he can't be hit, and then you put him in slot 3 and you don't see him again for another 3 turns. So This guy, very, very useful for Extreme Z battles. Obviously very good here because he's in the weakness category. He can do a lot of damage, getting the crits and everything. So this guy, absolutely fantastic. And of course, you know, he's got the 100% dodge on turn 1, but he still has a 77% chance to dodge on turn 2, right? So he's still very, very strong. And in EZAs, as I've already said, these events are not like insanely hard. So if he's not dodging a couple of normals on that turn 3, you know, you're not going to be dying in an Extreme Z battle. So Goku definitely very, very good. Then, of course, we have the base AGL Goku, the Carnival LR that leads Turtle School. You could run him as a leader and run a whole team full of Gokus, or units like Krillin, Yamcha, Roshi. They're all on Earthbred Fighters. They'll all get the full 200% leader skill. Remember the same name thing, so you can't use this guy and 23rd World Tournament Goku because they are both just called Goku. For the sake of this event, if you're not running the tech one for his leader skill, I would say this guy's definitely better to bring on the team. He's on Power of Wishes, so he'd get the 200% lead from Physical God Goku, who I still think is probably the best option for leader for the team. So yeah, this guy can be very good, very tanky, can heal at the end of the turn, can survive KO attacks in case things do go wrong. Has an active skill for the Spirit Bomb, and that's not until turn 5, so probably won't get to see that, but this unit can be very, very good. Then we have the Ultimate Gohan from the Golden Week celebration. Now, this guy does require Buu Saga allies on the rotation. So there is definitely a team build that you could make for this EZA with a lot of Buu Saga characters. But then obviously you're losing out slots for like the superheroes units like Beast and Physical Ultimate Gohan and stuff like that. But if you are going to build a team that has a bunch of Majin Buu Saga characters on it, then this Gohan can be very, very good. He can hit very hard. He's good defensively after supering, so he can be a very solid addition to the team. And of course, one of his you know, best partners to be running him with, not necessarily on rotation, but in terms of like team builds, is the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku from Golden Week, right? This guy leads Buu Saga, Otherworld Warriors, or Accelerated Battle. So even as a leader, this guy can be really good, right? Buu Saga, everyone other than like the Vegeta characters are going to be on Earthbred Fighters. Accelerated Battle has characters like UI Goku on it. So this guy could be a very, very good leader. Bring a couple of Buu Saga characters like that Goku, like that AGL Gohan, and then you should be really good. This guy is a very, very strong like slot 1 tank. Like turn 1, he's pretty much not taking damage. Next turn, he should be relatively safe as well. And by that point, the ECA is almost over. So this guy, really, really good to run as a team lead if you want to run a more Buu Saga themed celebration. Because otherwise, like he needs one themed celebration, a themed team. Golden Week was the Buu Saga themed celebration. But yeah, build the Buu Saga themed team. This guy would, of course, go very well on there. And of course, you know, you got Tech, Ultimate Gohan, Lead Saviors, or Hybrid Saiyans, which again, very easy to make an Earthbred Fighters team. This guy and the AGL can go together really well. Throw this guy in slot 1, he guards, gets hit, gets extra attack for the turn, builds up, does loads of supers in one turn potentially. Really, really good. So it can be very, very strong. And then, of course, to go with the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, the way I like to run his team is to have, like, Tech Gohan and this Gohan on the rotation, and then have the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, but with Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku, because they are differently named, right? This guy's just Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the AGL one is brackets Angel, and this guy has finally just come back on a banner for Global. He's been back before on JP, so if you're a JP player watching this, hopefully you have the, you'll have had the potential to pick this guy up at another time. Well, actually, is he still on? To be honest, he might be on the trio banner on the JP version as well. I think he is actually. So this guy really, really good for the team, and of course is another Goku, so another Earthbred Fighter. He can hit incredibly hard, so I really like this unit personally. Then we have some support units I threw in here, like the High School Gohan. He's a Buu Saga character, in case you did want to run that Buu Saga team. Otherwise, he is buffing all super class allies. He gets extra buffs when there is an extreme class enemy. You can't attack lower in an EZA, so that part's not as helpful, but it just means that this guy will be a solid support unit with decent defense. You know, he's not going to be eating slot 3 supers in difficult events, but in an EZA, he certainly should be able to hold his own, and then we'll be buffing all of the rest of the team. We also have the physical path to power Kid Goku. So having a Kid Goku on the team is nice for having like a unique name character as well. He does have the thing where you pick up 7 orbs and it gives everybody on the rotation 8% damage reduction, so that can be nice as well. You can definitely run some very solid like Goku family kind of builds, right? With like the Gohans, this guy, that can work out very nicely as well. This guy is on, he is on Exploding Rage, right? Yeah, so he's on the 200% leader skill for God Goku as well. Physical God Goku definitely shaping up as the best leader for this event, in my opinion. But yeah, this guy's really, really good. If you have him, there's the physical Gotenks, who was the banner unit from the Golden Week celebration. He works really well on that team with the Buu Saga characters. Having a Gotenks character obviously is what gives the AGL LR Ulma Gohan his unit super attack. So that works quite nicely. This guy builds up crit chance. Gets extra attack in slot 3. Like, he can be very, very good on the team. He's got type advantage. Just throw him on there and he can do some solid damage. So he's an honourable mention more so than a top pick for sure, but definitely very, very good. And then, of course, I thought we'd have to throw at least one Heroes unit in here. As I said, it's very possible to build a team that is just all Goku family characters. So this guy from the Hero Celebration from 2021, he should EZA this year. I'm really looking forward to seeing what his EZA will do, but he supports Goku family 2 key and 40% attack and defense. So if you are building one of these teams that is basically all like Gokus and Gohans, having this guy on the team is going to juice them up quite significantly with the extra stats. So if we go back to Earthbred Fighters, like I said, this category is huge. Like, there's definitely other characters that we could have mentioned, like, because EZAs aren't super difficult. So Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku would still be good. AGL Gohan's probably not aged out in terms of EZAs. Birdku, because he has Guard, could still be good, and the Revive could come in useful. Super Saiyan 3 Goku with the EZA could still be decent. Obviously, tech characters are going to be needing to get crits in order to do damage. The 200% Carnival Kid Gohan could be good depending on the team build. Problem with him is more so he doesn't fit in very well with a lot of the other Goku and Gohan cards, because of the youth Gohan's kind of unique links and having those like Piccolo links like Gaze of Respect. STR, we kind of went through most of these guys that are still good. I mean, STR UI Goku with his EZA, if you don't have the tech one and you want to run this guy with the AGL one, then obviously he could be very, very good as well. I did actually think I'd opened up a page for Sword of Hope Trunks, because Sword of Hope Trunks, I would say, is probably one of the top picks for the team, because he's a very strong physical LR. Like, his only real weakness is that he can be a defensive liability in really difficult content, which obviously EZAs aren't, right? So he should be pretty good. The LR Yarn Trompois with their EZA, if you're running that sort of Earthbred Fighters sort of slash DB Saga team, can work really, really well. And then, of course, when we get to TURs, this is where it was very difficult to pick. Like, obviously, if you're on JP, I guess one of the ones we should have picked out that I didn't mention is the fact that we do have the new Master Roshi on JP, and his leader skill, having a bunch of Peppy Gals, Turtle Skull, like, he can have a lot of Earthbred Fighters characters on his team, including that new banner unit Bulma, who is very, very good as well. So TURs, I mean, there's just too many to pick from overall. So many good units that could be very good on this team. Good supports like the STR Piccolo, STR Mai can be good for support. The INT Kid Gohan, if you end up having a bunch of super INT characters, like if you've got some of these 50% supports, the same way the physical Gohan with the Z Sword, wherever he is, there he is good for supporting super physical. So yeah, the TUR is a bit too difficult to go through all of them that would be top picks, but there are a lot to choose from. We went through some of the best units that you can put in on the team during this video, but like I said at the very beginning, if there's any units you really wanted to highlight that I didn't mention that you think would be really, really good in this event, do let me know down below in the comment section. I guess there is also the fact we should mention the kind of meme. I did focus a lot on physical God Goku, so you can't run same name characters, but if you're not running him as the leader, you can run tech God Goku, because we're fighting a Pure Saiyan, well, and movie boss character, so his damage reduction will be in play. And of course that means you could technically run tech Caulifla even off lead, because there is a Pure Saiyan enemy, so she will have a 100% chance to dodge. Normally, if I don't mention one of those two units in an EZA that's against the Pure Saiyan, then someone will mention it in the comments. So there you go, there's the obligatory God Goku and Tech Caulifla reference. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Like I said, any units you think I missed, let me know down below. Also, let me know what your team build is going to be for the INT BROLY Extreme Z battle. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.